Hello, hello. Today I'm playing my favorite IFV in War Thunder, the BMP-3. This is one of those vehicles that gives me way more footage than I can use. I've crammed a lot of games into this video. First up, I've got a quick intro match on Carpathians. The enemy team instantly loses because they get trapped in this canyon. Yeah, so this tank gets a similar high explosive to the Starship on a 4-second reload as a secondary weapon. Very balanced. Next match, Seversk 13. I rushed straight down the road adjacent to A, and using my drone I could only see 2 enemies on this side of the map. First there's this STB on Sniper Hill, and there's a Mephisto that's driven past A. Now I'm hunting down the Mephisto. A and B seem mostly empty, so I'm rotating to C side, searching for the tank that's contesting B. Using my drone as I cruise control across the map, I know that no enemies are covering the central road, so I'm free to rush in and flank. I almost trip over the Scapard. Why are you there, man? Seversk scouted, but I'm too lazy to drive over there. Big throw here. I should have aimed for the engine deck initially. You could pen almost any tank from the rear easily with this APDS. There's quite a few enemies in front of me, so I'm dropping engine smoke. Okay, it seems like everything is cleaned up here, so it's time to move on. You can use the Hydro pneumatic suspension to get quite a bit of extra gun depression. I'm adjusting that here. And you can see from the mini-map at this point the game is just over. Next match is Finland. I am initially pushing seaside and planning to cross over to the middle of the map. A Bagelite killed the PLT-02 that came with me to this side of the map. I'm searching for it with my drone. I can see it pushing up, so I move to take it out. Crossing this road is the most dangerous part of the push. I YOLO it, and I'm lucky the Scapard reacts slowly. This hill is a very useful position to occupy. You can prevent the enemy team from moving into the middle of the map from here. At the time I played this match, ATGMs were bugged. They weren't overpressuring anything. Normally that missile would have instantly killed the TAM. This starship is fighting a Leopard 1A1 or 1A5. I thought I might be able to lob an HE shell at it, but I can't get a shot on him. I can hear another tank coming, so I'm loading a missile, and I'm smoking off the angle on the other tank. Fortunately, a 105 hit to the turret of the BMP-3 will usually only kill one crew member. I hear an S-tank coming, and I know it has no thermals, so I'm using my ESS again. But it's actually a Veek, which is no issue. If you weren't aware, you can see through engine-emitted smoke using thermals. With the BMP-3, this is an amazing defensive tool. It can quickly reverse into its own smoke cover, and it has thermals with a wide field of view and a quick turret traverse. This makes it easy to scan for targets while you're concealed by the smoke. It's important to understand which vehicles have thermals to fully take advantage of this, but the BMP-3 is only a 9.0, so most of your enemies won't have them. Next up, Campania. I'm rushing between A and V to cut off the enemies that are driving to A. Normally I'd keep pushing past this point, or maybe rotate to B or C, but the enemies just never stopped coming to me. And here's another ridiculous thing I love about the BMP-3. My front fuel tank just completely negated that Magok start. Next up, I'm playing on the opposite side of Finland, and I'm rushing to Donut initially. From this position, you can deny access to A and potentially help your team capture B. There's no enemies pushing A here, but using my drone, I spot an LVKV coming from behind. A couple of other enemy tanks drove straight through B, so I'm moving to flank them. By the time I arrive, they're already all dead. I thought I had only killed the commander there. The rad camp is stuck in place, and fortunately it has no thermals, so I'm dropping ESS behind my smoke. Has a lot of obnoxious sightlines. I'm very lucky to live here. Missed my ATGM, but it's fine. I'm heading to A again, but my team clears it before I get there. Now I'm waiting on a Gepard I spotted with the drone. From the drone I know there's an LVKV on the ridgeline between B and C. There's also a CV90-105. He's pre-aiming the exit to Donut, and I don't think I can push him. A TAM starts capping A. Using my drone, I can see he's looking away from the Donut. I've got HE loaded, so I'm aiming for the lower side where there's no composite. Next up, Sinai. This side is amazing for the BMP-3. So you should never go where all these people are trying to drive. What's happening here is that I told all these players that I'd gift them a clickbait if they could manage to drive across. I've immobilized the S-Tank with a missile, and now I'm loading high explosive to finish him off. I think this is one of the craziest things about the BMP-3. HE reloads very quickly, and you can kill pretty much any vehicle in the game with it. It even works with a laser rangefinder if you swap your selected weapon. Once you've made it to these rocks, you can usually close out the game. From here you can deny the enemy team access to both A and B, plus you can clean out all the snipers on Seaside. Shout out to this Chafafa enjoyer who managed to get 14 kills in this game. Next up, Seversk 13. I'm doing a simple push here that works well with faster vehicles. You rush straight down this road and turn right here. At this point, you're flanking anyone driving to C. Next, you can clear out these buildings. People like to snipe from the hill and camp the roads here. After you've won on C, normally you might rotate to B. In this case, my team seems to be winning on the rest of the map, so I just push the spawn. This game is from when missile damage was bugged too. Most of these ATGMs should have overpressured. I think the BMP-3 is one of the big highlights of the Russian tech tree. It's got a pretty bad stock grind, but I'd heavily encourage you to give it a try if you haven't yet.